Grade 12s, in front of me I've got question 4 of paper 1, and this is from my example paper November 2018, and I'm going to use this paper or this question as for revision. So the first thing is I'm not going to read the question. You need to read very carefully through this question. I want to explain to you what you can basically find and see on this page. Now this question consists of 3 parts. The first one being the floor plan, the second will be an elevation, and then the third will be a sectional view, and it normally is like that for all these questions of question 4 paper 1. This is in first angle orthographic projection as well as this is a civil question paper. So this question paper also comes with an answer sheet, and I'm just going to show you that answer sheet. And on the answer sheet you will find an incompleted view of the floor plan. So just back to our question paper over here. I'm going to start here in the top left. So you'll see an incomplete west elevation over here with some dimensions and indications of where certain aspects of the building will go. And then just below that, on the same scale, is an incomplete floor plan. Now this floor plan is exactly the same as the one on our answer sheet. Now this floor plan indicates where our windows and doors will go. So it's labeled there window 3, window 1, window 2, there's another window 3. Okay, and those windows, the dimensions for those windows are found here on the right hand side, and it's also labeled according to the different windows. Then we also have our door 1, and that also has been given over there, and then door 2, which is the sliding door given here on the right hand side. Right, and then we also have a list of our fixtures. So as you can see over here, water closet, wash basin, the shower, over there is the sink. And if we look at that and go to the fixtures list here at the bottom, all these fixtures are given over here with their dimensions as well. Then we also have our electrical components that's listed on this floor plan. So it's numbered from 1 to 7. Now if we go to our electrical fittings over here, there it explains which number. So 1 over there, that's 1, is a one-way switch. And that can be found in this electrical symbol area over here. So all the symbols have been given exactly the way they should look on the floor plan. You just have to match the correct symbol with the correct number. And therefore you have to go and study these symbols so that you know which one is which. Right, and then after we've done our symbols for the electrical components, we've got another floor plan over here at the top right or in the center of the page. And this floor plan is exactly the same as that one over there, just drawn at a smaller scale. And this is to show you the room designations. And along with the room designations comes the floor finishes as well. So if we look at area number 1 over here, that will be the bedroom, and it will have a carpet in there, and that's information that we are going to use at a later stage. So the rest of the information over here contains the sectional information with the roof information. Roof notes has been given over here, some roof components here on the right. But we are going to now only look at the floor plan, and then we'll continue to the other views. So in this next section, we are going to start off with our incompleted floor plan over here, and we're going to start by drawing in our windows and doors. So the first step before we start with our windows and doors is to look at what scale are we going to use for this drawing. Now, our given floor plan has been given at a scale of 1:50, and if you read through your question section over here, you'll also see that you have to draw according to a scale of 1:50 for the floor plan and the west elevation. But the sectional part, so that detailed sectional part will be drawn at a scale of 1:20. So that's a different scale that we're going to use for the third drawing. So our focus now is to divide all the dimensions that we are going to use in our floor plan divided by 50. So this will include all the windows and doors, and it will include also all these fixtures here at the bottom. So let's take a calculator and divide everything by 50 and write it next to our dimension. It just makes the work so much quicker when we start drawing. So what I've done is I've divided everything by 50 and I've written it in pencil next to the dimension there. So I'm now going to go to my answer sheet over here and I'm going to look at this floor plan. I'm also going to match it up with this given floor plan over here. And I can see that I've got a window 3 over there and a window 3 over there. And because I've got two of the same size windows, I'm going to do that windows 3 first. So I'm going to start off with my first point on the list as my windows 3. Going to this window schedule over here, I can see that window 3 is the length is 34 millimeters. So I'm going to measure that 34 millimeters out. Using my compass, measuring 34. And you have to measure these windows. You can't just draw them in, because if you look over here, you'll see that the window is actually smaller than the opening. And you'll lose marks if you don't do this. So again, measuring window 3 on the left over here. So I've got the two measurements. And now I'm going to, let me just get my pencil over here. Now I'm going to extend the wall to that window. Okay. Next step over here is the same. Extend the wall towards the window over there. And then I'm going to draw in my window here. And you'll see that I've drawn my window past the walls. So with this scale, it's about 1 millimeter past the wall, and that indicates the window sill. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the center of the wall and just make a little mark over there. So that's right in the middle. And then I'm going to draw in my window frame. Right, and then on the left over here, I've got a window as well, same size window. And I'm just going to draw in the window over there with 1 millimeter overhang. The same at the top. 1 millimeter overhang. Then I'll draw in. And I'm going to draw in my window frame in the center of the wall. Right, and that is exactly the right and correct way to draw in a window. So now I'm going to continue with the next two windows, and that is window 1 at the top over here, and window 2, which is the smallest one on the right hand side over here. So I've completed the window. So important things about the windows is to make sure that you draw the correct size window, to actually measure it and then extend the wall. To add your window frame in the center of the wall, not the center of the window. Include also the window sill, the overhang of the window. And that's how I did all for those windows. So the next step over here is to look at our doors. Now there's 3 door ones. I'm first going to start with those 3 door ones. And you'll see that in this case, our door frames have been given to us. Now these door frames indicate which way the doors is going to open. Now because it's bigger on this side than on the inside, it means that this external door over here will open towards the outside. So in other words, I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to draw my door so that it will fit in that opening over there. And I'm going to swing it and create that swing over there. And then from that corner, I'm going to draw in my door. So in other words, my door can now fit within that opening over there. And because this is an external door, I have to include a line over there. And that is the difference between an external and internal doors. So my internal door, I'm just going to do another one over here. My internal door, again, I'm just opening it up according to the opening over there, drawing in my swing of the door, and then adding the door. And I'll do it for the next one as well. Now, when I looked at these openings over here, I had a choice to either swing the door that way and put the door on that side, or to put it against the wall. Now, it's much better to put it against the wall as it creates more space in the room. So the correct way is to make it face the direction of the wall. So this one over here, I'll also swing it so that it opens up towards the wall. I'm just adding thickness to the door, and there we go. That is our 3 doors then completed. The next one over here is our sliding door. So the sliding door is door 2 over there, and it's also made to fit in between this given space over here. And again, this is an external door, so I'm going to add in a line over there. And then in the middle of my wall, I'm going to add in another line. And then at the bottom and above that line, I'll add another 2 lines for the door frame. So what I now want to do is I want to also indicate that this door, so I'm just going to go past halfway over here, and I'm going to put in my sliding door inside the frame. And to indicate which direction this door actually opens, I'm going to add an arrow, so it's a light line and then a darker line, and that shows which direction the door opens. And I got the direction from the door schedule, and that's a sliding door then also completed according to this. Now, mark allocation over here for doors and windows. By doing this, it's already 13.5 out of 39 points. So marks for just doing that. Easy marks. Our next step is to look at our fixtures. So going back to our question paper, we've got our fixtures over here, and I'm going to start off here with the water closet, which is our toilet. And our water closet is shown in that corner over there. So the first rule is never to draw a toilet right up against the wall or the corner. And I can also, so if I look at that area, this is the area where the toilet has to be. So my dimensions for this toilet is then, see, it's 400 wide. So that's, in other words, it's 8 millimeters. And I'm going to draw it underneath this window. It just makes sense to draw it underneath the window over here. So I'm going to mark out in the middle of that window 1 millimeter on that side, 1 millimeter on that side, and that's 8 millimeters. Draw in the construction lines for it. There we go. And then another construction line over there for the toilet. And then the total length of that toilet there is 800, which is 16, it's 14 millimeters, because it's actually 700. So I'll measure 14 millimeters there. Right, and you'll note that I'm not drawing the toilet as it's been given in the question paper, because that's not the SANS symbol, and we are supposed to use the SANS drawing symbols. So this over here is then a symbol of the toilet. So you never draw these symbols, you draw it according to the sands symbol. The next one over there is our wash basin, and I can actually draw it in this corner over here. See, it's 8 millimeters, so I'm quickly going to add that. The width over there is 10, so I'm going to add 10 millimeters there. Add the 8. And there's our wash basin included in the bathroom as well. So the next step is to continue with these other two fixtures. Right, so there's our symbols now completed, and you'll see over here that, for example, let's just quickly look and compare it with our symbols here. And you'll see, for example, the shower, it's got those extra lines over there. And the correct symbol for the sands drawings doesn't have the line. So if you add those lines in, you will get marked down. The same over here with the sink and the kitchen area. If you add those lines over there, you are going to lose marks. So they look very similar, but they're not. Once you add those lines in the sink, you're going to lose marks because you have to stick to the correct symbols. So now looking at our fixtures, that's an extra 7 marks that we've gained by drawing the correct symbols. So floor plans are actually quite easy. The next step over here is to look at our electrical components. So I'm going to keep this floor plan next to me, and I'll see over there that number 1 is a switch, because we already looked at it. It's a one-way switch, and the correct way to draw our switch, I'm going to start with that number 1. I'm going to use a circle stencil because I like my drawings to be neat, and I'm going to choose a size that I think looks pretty decent over there, and then I'm also going to add the switch there. So it's better to do it with a 60-30 degree set square as well. So that is our first electrical fixture. And important about this switch, it is a full circle and it does touch the wall. It's not inside the wall. So then our third symbol over there, or number 3, is a fluorescent light. So the fluorescent light is a double bulb fluorescent light. So I'm going to draw it in there. So that's my symbol for fluorescent light, and even though they say it's a 2 by 40 watt fluorescent light, I'm not going to add in another line over there. I'm just going to write in there 2 times 40 watt, and that's the symbol. That switch and that light needs to be connected, so I'm going to use a French curve over here and draw a neat connection from the switch to the light. And I don't make them touch, I can just show that it does connect over there. Another symbol that I would like to show you is our number 2 and 4 over there. So 2 is a one-way switch double pole, so let's go to that sliding door area over there and add another light switch there. This time I'll use my set square to make it look neat. So it's this way, and then also there's 2 switches over there. And then the light, okay, number 4 is a wall mounted light that goes against the wall. Now you have to indicate that line over there. You have to show that, and then I'm going to draw it at 45. And there's my symbol for the wall mounted light. Ceiling light, number 5 over there. It's just an X. And then I'm going to connect it again with my French curve. And then this one here on the outside, it's connected like this. So there's a couple of symbols. So we're now going to continue with the rest of the numbers and then draw the symbols that match. So once all your electrical components are then inserted, you can see there's another switch with a ceiling light switch, ceiling light over here. We've got our switch socket outlet, and these symbols are exactly the ones that have been given there in the electrical symbol section of the question paper. So you can't really go wrong, and if you include everything and match them up with the numbers, that's another 9.5 mark. So the next important thing is the hatching of the walls. Hatching takes some time and it needs to be done correctly as well. So I'm quickly going to show you just a section over here. So it's a double line, and it's very important that these two lines are pretty close to one another, and then with a significant space between the next double line so that you can actually see a difference in the line. So double line space, double line space. Some people draw all the lines too close to one another, and then it doesn't look like the correct sectioning for the walls. And this you have to do all the way around, and remember also to section this pillar in the left bottom corner over there. Right, so our sectioning, if it's done correctly and we've included all our internal walls, remembered about the pillar over there, then it gives us an extra 4 marks. And the next thing that's very important with floor plans, and it gives us quite a few marks, it's 5 marks for labeling, and it's so easy to do. So if we go back to our question paper over here, we said that we've got room designations from 1 to 5 has been given to us. There's all the labeling, and then also the floor finishes that needs to go into each area. And this should be done the correct way. So the correct way over here is I'm going to start here. This is number 1, which is a bedroom. I'm going to draw in a double line over here, and then add another line. And then I'm going to label it in capital letters, bedroom. Bedroom, and inside the bedroom is carpet. Right, so you can either write this horizontal or vertical. Do not write this at an angle. Also, it has to be capital letters, otherwise you will get penalized with marks over there. So the next room over here, let's just go over here to the which area is this? The veranda. So again, I'll draw in a double line. Veranda. Oops. And it's grano. Right, and that we're going to do for all 5 sections of this building. So this then brings us, once you've labeled everything, brings us to the end of our floor plan. So just a few things over here. Make yourself a list. You're always going to start with windows and doors. Next thing is to then draw in your fixtures according to the sand symbols. And make sure that you don't draw your toilet against the wall. It just doesn't work practically, as well as with the basin. After that, all your electrical symbols, they are given in the question paper or in the question sheet over there. The symbols are there. You just need to know which ones to match with which numbers. And then the sectioning, it takes time, but it's 4 marks. And then the last thing over here is then to also add in your labels in capital letters. So our floor plan is now done, and then the next section that we're going to look at will be the west elevation.